Okay, welcome to the desktop presentation that will serve as a orientation and an introduction to CIT121 Windows 2. Here you see the announcements page, which is the landing page when you first log into the course. Announcements will be here. Any announcements will be right here. Also, I'll send them out. They'll get sent out to your emails. I can use this for communication. I try to do that just to keep everyone in step. So here's the welcome page. This is what we're going to be really working on today, or at least in this presentation. So let's begin. My name is Jason Alves. I'm going to be the professor. Just keep in mind to address me. We've tried many different things. What works the best is Professor Alves. I might be too much of a stickler to formality. That's a distinct possibility, but nonetheless, I'm most comfortable with Professor Alves. I'm really not comfortable with Alves, and Jason just doesn't seem to do it. So let's just go with Professor Alves, shall we? Actionable items. As we go through, anything here with an arrow. Arrow, by the way, I do have a sense of humor, so for anyone that knows Strong Bad, and well, this is more. What was it called? Teen Girl Action Squad or Teen Girl Squad from there you go, from what do you call it? From Strong Bad, from the old Strong Bad comics. All right, now we're really getting off. Oh, I know why, because I don't have the. So if I hit Control F, I'm gonna have to go off full screen mode and get rid of the tab. There we go, and I'll go back to full tab. All right. So that was unnecessary and ate up too much time. All right, so this will be the desktop presentation we're talking about. There's also a subfolder down here, which are a collection of MindTap videos that explain using like the live virtual machines, which is very important, and the labs. So the labs, we will be using labs from the book, therefore you're going to have to purchase the book. Sorry, I know that's a change from my previous courses, but that's just the way it is. So the labs are all going to be from the book. The projects are going to still be my harebrained schemes. Here you go, server installation, OU, and user creation. So there you go. But you can find the labs under the lessons. Lessons will have three subsections, which is prepare. If you click on prepare, it's going to tell you what to do. In this case, this first lesson only has one topic, so it goes right into it. Execute. Here are the labs. This is really annoying on the full screen. It's not working the way I was hoping. So we're going to hit back, and then assess will help you take the lesson assessment. Every lesson has an assessment. You get 2 attempts at the assessment. You also get multiple attempts at the lab. Is that true? I don't think I can make that true, actually, because the labs. Interesting. So anyway. This will be my first semester. We're doing the labs through the book, so there'll be a little bit of a learning curve going along with it. But all right, so we're going back to welcome. So know this though. The primary interface in order to do this class, the way you want to do this class, the way you want to go into the labs is through Blackboard. Log into Blackboard. Go through the lessons, do the labs through there. Why? Because that way the grades for the labs will automatically propagate into my grade book, into your grade book. Okay. So this is so the Blackboard interface will be your primary interface for the course, not MindTap. I have reading, so if we go back to prepare, let's go to lesson 2, which has multiple lessons, multiple topics. Yes. So if I click on topic 2.1, you'll see read from your book. I have questions to think about, slides, and I don't have the link to the actual topic, which I should have. So that's a fail. I got to fix that. So lesson 1, prepare. Here's the unit 1 read. So if you click on that, that'll bring you into the book. Okay. If I click on it now, because I'm in student preview, it won't take me there. So it's annoying, but that's how it is. All right. So again, go through Blackboard. Log into Blackboard, and then through Blackboard, you can interface with MindTap. All right. Please review the syllabus, which we will do. And at the end of this, when we're all said and done, you can take the quiz, the welcoming test. You can have, it's open source, so you can have your book open just like you can on the assessments. All right. Real quick, this is my contact information. Here's my email, which is the best way to get a hold of me. This is my phone, which is a terrible way to get a hold of me because unless I'm sitting in my office in office hours and not helping another student, I will not pick up the phone. Or if I'm actually in my office, I might be in and out working with another professor or something along those lines. So just keep that in mind. My office hours are listed here. I also have my schedule where you can see all my classes. So you should be able to find me. And that would be my contact information. Again, these are the videos that to go over the MindTap and live videos. If it does thing about MindTap grading system, your grades in MindTap will not count unless it bridges over. Your grade book is here in Blackboard. Okay, everything here is in Blackboard. All right, your running final score is your final grade right now. We'll talk about the grading system in a moment. So the syllabus is located under course information. This is the syllabus right here. D01 because there's only one section of this class. Let's get started. Again, here's my kind of contact information. Here's course information. Requisite assets. You are going to need a CIT laptop. Okay. So the good news is the labs are going to be through your web browser, through the MindTap Reader, which essentially is going to utilize a web browser. Bad news is my projects are going to require virtual machines and Visor software. So you're going to need a decent laptop. For folks that mean Windows 1 would know that what you need virtual machines to execute this class. You're going to need access to the Blackboard. Everything is run through Blackboard, so you're going to need access to Blackboard. This is a web page that gets you to it. Obviously, if you need to get to Blackboard, which is on the internet, you're going to need access to the internet in general. And finally, we have access to MindTap. So this is the actual book we'll be using. This is the ISBN for a one semester subscription, which should give you access to multiple books, which would be good if you have multiple classes. And this is the course key to get into the into the actual MindTap course. All right. Another requisite asset is your attendance. What does that mean? Does it mean you have to show up to every class? No. What it means is attendance also means your mindfulness, okay? If you are going to drop off the radar for a couple weeks, for even a week, please communicate that with me, all right? If I'm not going to hear from you for 2 weeks, that's a problem, okay? So do me a favor. Let me know how's it going. We can work around it. It's not the end of it's not the end of the world if I'm not going to see you for 2-3 weeks. Okay, we can work around it. Stuff is still going to be due when it's due, but you can work on it on your own. Okay, so therefore, if you're going to miss significant time, let me know. Otherwise, please be mindful. Keep working on it. Do you have to show up to every class? No. That might affect your raw effort. We'll talk about that in a second. But it won't affect it might not affect your final grade. All right. So what does this course? Well, we're going to look at the Microsoft Server operating system. In this case, 2016. And you were supposed to take Windows 1 before you take this, or pass Windows 1 before you took this. Teaching procedures. Again, for folks that have me in the past, I try to mix in. Try to get as much lab time as possible. That includes projects. I want hands-on, tactile learning. I'm going to talk probably too much, but at the end of the day, I want you to do as well. So listen, learn, do, repeat. Okay, or prepare, which is part of preparing is listening to the lecture. Execute, do the labs, and then assess. Take an assessment to see how much is stuck in your brain. Okay. Formats, if you're going to pass in any documentation, and what you're going to have to do for the projects is pass in documentation, please have the first 3 lines right justified. Have your middle name in one line, your class, in this case cit121d01, on the second line, and the assignment, which it's only going to be the project. So project 1, project 2, project 3. All right. All documents need to be formatted as a PDF. Please, when you pass in any document to me, make sure it's a PDF. Please make sure every document you pass in to me is a PDF. Please make sure every document you pass to me is a PDF. I hopefully get the point. Someone will still not pass it in as a PDF. The good news is the projects aren't due until the end of the class. I should set it up. I will set it up that you can keep what do you call it there? Submitting new versions. So if you forget and you send a doc or worse, a JPEG or something like that into it, and you remember, oops, I need to send a PDF, you should be able to resubmit with a PDF. All right. So these are the SLOs, which actually was written by me. The other SLOs in my other classes were not written by me. That's why they're so neatly organized. Again, this is what our goals are to be. Okay. Let's talk about expectations. Students will be expected to maintain a high level of academic integrity. What does that mean? Well, I hope that a strong camaraderie of the students is developed. I hope students work well together. I hope they help each other, particularly in the projects, particularly in the labs. However, helping another student isn't doing the work for them. It's not giving them the answers. It's saying, oh no, you forgot to right click on that icon and click the options button, and then it gets enabled. And then that option is enabled, right? It's that type of thing. Okay, it's walking you through explanation, giving an understanding. All right, answers A, B, C, D are to come from no other source but your materials or your mind, not from a list of not the assessments printed out that your friend answered. Okay, that's cheating. If it comes through from your work, if it comes from your mind, great. Those are the answers you can use. Matter of fact, this is all answers provided from the student will be from their own work. So again, keep in mind, all 3 exams will be take-home exams. Do it on your own. You can have your sources open when you do it. It's going to be timed to kind of try to enforce the unprepared. They should be more prepared, or the folks that don't know the information. So they are timed. There's going to be the critical thinking questions. So keep all that in mind. Anyway, there. All right. Maintenance and viability of a student's laptop is a student's responsibility. That should be possessive student's responsibility. Loss of data or corruption of a student's virtual machines is not the responsibility of the professor. I will try to work on your machine. I am happy to look at it. But just because your machine is crapping out does not make that my problem, i.e., I don't have to give you extra time. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to give you an A because your machine died. Okay, it's not my responsibility. It's a good reason why you might want to do your work as we go through. I'm very generous. I only have 2 deadlines. All labs and assessments for lessons 1 and 2. The welcoming test and exam 1 is due by October 22nd. And then everything else is going to be due December 20th. Okay, I picked those dates because they are really the last moments. Midterm grades are due by the 22nd. That gives me are due at the 24th. That just gives me 2 days to do the grades, which sounds like plenty of time, but it's surprisingly little. All right. So again, try to do your work as it's due. Don't save up for the last week and then tell me your machine broke and you can't do any of your work. Right? It might generate in me a lack of sympathy. Right? So get your work done. Try to be prompt. We're going to try to maintain a professional environment. If I have a professional environment, sure, we have a hard deadline. It doesn't mean you need to be working the night before 24 hours on the project. I want that work to be done, and then you can dress it up as we go. Okay. Next, the professor will notify students of any required deadlines or attendance ahead of time. So if there's anything I need you to definitely come into class for, I'll let you know. But for the most part, these are the important dates. Okay. Again, all labs and assessments for lessons 1 and 2, a welcoming test and exam 1 are due the 22nd of October. Everything else is due, including the 3 projects. It says the projects should be the class projects by December 20th. Okay. Again, I do that because that is what I need. I need something to give you a midterm grade. Okay, we'll talk about actual grading. Anything past that due date is not accepted. All right, that's the bad. The good news is there's only 2 due dates. The bad news is if you go past the due date, you're not gonna get a grade on it. It'll be a 0. I'm gonna turn it to a 0. Okay, so let's finish up the expectations, and we'll go into grading. The professor will work with so the professor will fairly evaluate each student individually and maintain a transparent system of grading. All grading will take place in Blackboard. I already showed you the My Grades button in Blackboard. If you have any questions on your grading, please let me know and I'll do my best to explain it. So the professor will work with any student through the Disabilities Office to provide an accessible working classroom. If you have any learning disabilities, if you have some trouble or difficulty with the format or with the teaching style, contact the Disabilities Office. The Disabilities Office will work with you, and then they are very highly trained, very skilled, very experienced in the matters, in those matters, and they will send to me a worksheet. The worksheet, the worksheet is a game plan. That game plan I have never said no to. I've had plenty of students bring to me worksheets. I am more than happy. I want my class to be accessible, so I'll let the experts tell me what I need to do. So I'll get that worksheet, and I will sign off on it, and we will be hopefully off and running, and things will be well after that. All participants will maintain a professional and respectful environment. You wouldn't think that in today's modern world we need this disclaimer, but unfortunately, it's abundantly clear we do in today's modern world. Bigotry, discrimination, violence, or intimidation of any kind cannot and will be tolerated. All right. So again, will not because I will find it personally offensive. Okay. So don't do it. Students will be evaluated for their knowledge of the subject, their application. So let's talk about evaluation. So first of all, we have 3 categories. We have the knowledge, which will be 52% of your grade, application, which will be 36% of your grade, and we have effort, which will be 12% of your grade. Okay. In theory, there's some caveats to that. Knowledge will be evaluated by exams, simply by exams, okay? I'm going to take your 3 exams, I'm going to average them up, and those exams are going to be your knowledge score, okay? Application will be the average of all the assessments, with the one caveat that average will be compared to the knowledge grade. The higher the 2 will take the place. So, if you don't do your lesson assessments, but you still do well on the test, those good test scores will take the place of the assessments. Okay, that's me giving a nod to okay, you know your stuff. There's no in a way the assessments are a way to study for the exams, right? So if you don't need to do the assessments to do well in the exams, I'm not going to force you to. That's the way to look at it. Also, for folks that have trouble taking tests, exams, the assessment's a way to say, listen, I did my studying, I still didn't do well. It should help elevate your score. Okay, that's the thought process. Lab averages and directly applied project grades. So lab average, again, I'm going to take all your lab scores. They're going to get averaged together, and that will be part of your application. That'll be another factor in your application. And then your projects. There's 3 projects. So that's project 1, project 2, project 3. The lab average, and then the higher of the 2 of the lesson assessments or the knowledge score. Those are the 5 scores that get averaged together, and that is your application score. Finally, we have effort. There'll be a raw effort score. The raw effort is based off your attendance, okay? It's based off whether or not you're doing the work. It's based off whether or not you bring up good points. That's clearly your reading. You get brownie points if I see you helping other students, working with other students, okay? That will give you a higher raw effort score. At the end of the semester, the effort score, well, actually, as we go through, the effort score will be compared to the knowledge score. The higher of the raw effort score. The raw effort score will be compared with the knowledge score. The higher those 2 scores will be taken in as the final effort score. Okay, so again, if you do not attend class a lot, I don't hear from you a lot, but you're still communicating enough to let me know that you're still, I need to know that you're still engaged in the class, that you're still coming, that you still are attending, showing some kind of attendance to the class, because the college asked me to. All right. Again, we have a lot of students who are in financial aid. Those students, they do not want students collecting financial aid and not showing up or not doing the work. Okay. So they want to make sure students are engaged. All right. But you don't have to be fully engaged. If you do well on the tests, you have a really high knowledge score, and we're not fully engaged. You have a poor effort score. That knowledge score will take the place. Okay. Below here are the two important dates again. Remember, lessons 1 and 2, welcoming test, exam 1 is due the 22nd of October. Everything else is going to be, which is, by the way, after the Columbus, that's after the Columbus Day holiday. All other labs, everything else is going to be due December 20th, including the 3 projects. This is a vague outline of a plan for when we plan on doing stuff in the class. Hopefully, we will stay to that schedule. It is subject to change, so be advised. Matter of fact, course schedule, I'm willing to do subject to change on all of that, so just be careful. Here's a campus calendar. This is a PDF of our academic calendar here at STIC. I've also put a lot of important stuff like Columbus Day. All classes all classes follow a Monday schedule on Tuesday, which is 10:15. Last day for students to make changes to their schedule. Last day to withdraw courses is 11:25. Okay, I try to put the important stuff in there to help you out. All right, but it also says the stuff we're going to be doing in that class. cit121, we're going to do lesson 6 and project 3 that week. All right. If you want a link to the actual syllabus, this is my actual Google Doc that I work off of. It is a link right here. So we have a little time to talk. We're going to have our projects are listed on projects. Exams are going to be listed on exams. In the exams, there is going to be a study guide. Here you go. 35 questions randomly by the server and by different for every student, selected from the assessment questions of 1 and 2, worth a total of 70 points. 6 never seen before critical thinking questions worth 30 points, and 1 extra credit matching worth 10 points. There you go. That is what comprises exam 1. Based off that information, you can study. I should probably make this more specific with the critical thinking questions. I'll do that hopefully soon. So there you go. All right, I don't know. Anyway, so that's exam 1. All right, so you have a little idea of what to study for. Again, if you click on tools, here's your grades. If you click on my grades, this is the running final score. Again, that is what it says it is. It's running. That means as you do things, it's going to update automatically and keep a running score. Things will not be turned into a 0 until they are due, okay? So due October 22nd, due October 22nd, due October 22nd, right? When October 22nd comes along and these labs are not done, they turn to 0s, and that will instantly go into your grade. When they're blank and they have no score, then it's not counted towards your grade. Okay, so it's at the due dates that you'll really see the grades, if you didn't do your work, get affected. All right, I'll be sending out another announcement, letting you know, welcoming you to the class. Otherwise than that, I'll see you in class, or I'll talk to you via email. Have a good day, and I hope you have a good semester, and I hope you enjoy this course. I hope you learn something. I hope you have fun. And here's Prince's face at my terrible jokes. There you go. All right, have a good day. Bye.